Hi, and welcome from Slickrock Campground in Moab, Arizona, or Utah. My name is Rob, and me and my wife Sherry have been camping at Slickrock RV Campground for a week. It's April 2021, and I just want to say Moab is under construction. They are spending some money widening this road, and it's going to be awesome. There are tons of brand new hotels, and I haven't seen too many brand new campgrounds, but what they're doing here at Slickrock is going to turn it into a brand new campground. I was talking to Jim, one of the employees here at Slickrock, about the improvements that they're making. Right here in front of their cabin or their office, this is where their pool used to be, but because the road widened, they had to move the sign, and it was going to be right in the middle of the pool, so they're building a brand new pool right behind the office. This steep hill that I'm walking down right now, it's kind of fun driving down it in a truck. I can't imagine driving down it in the truck and the camper, but one of the things from widening the road is the state is going to pay to make this a little bit more of a amenable slope, so that's going to be an improvement in the future. But at Slickrock Campground, they remodeled their office building. They're adding a pool and a hot tub right here behind this Westin Hotel. They repaved all the way around the campground. All the sites have brand new electric. Every spot has 20, 30, and 50 amp outlets. There's a lot of trees that have been here for a long time. This campground's been here since 1969, but they're doing some major improvements. Added a lot of new signage. Like I said, the asphalt road is brand new. We're just going to walk around and look at some of these campsites. I'll spin this around. But I made these reservations about 3 or 4 months ago. Jim was real helpful on the phone getting my reservations made. I'm a retired military vet. Slickrock has what I consider an outstanding military discount. You have to call them and ask them for that if you're prior military. But I've seen some big fifth wheels pulling in here, a lot of mobile homes. There's plenty of space, and everybody is really friendly. A lot of toy haulers, because there's a lot of people that bring their ATVs here. And all in all, it's been a really great stay. Every pedestal is going to eventually have internet and cable television. That's all part of the improvements, and it's not done yet, so we didn't get to experience that while we were here, but I believe that's going to be done any time. They're spending so much time improving this park, it's just taking a minute to do it. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
A lot of people have their dogs here, and this is the view from the campground. That is awesome. I'm hoping the wind will die down here after lunch maybe, and I might be able to fly my drone. I'm a little leery of flying it too high a gust of winds. I already broke it on this trip. I super glued the leg back together to hold it until I get home and replace the leg. But back here in the back of the campground, they've got these concrete pads. That's where they're eventually going to build some 2-story loft units, and they're going to rent those for somewhere in the mid 200s, I heard. Spectacular view out back. But people have been coming and going, and like I said, everybody's been great, and not a lot of noise at night. we're probably most of the culprit because we've been waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning to go out and do photo shoots. So, but they have these little covered tent areas. If you want to do your own tent camping, you can pitch your tent underneath that little canopy for a little bit of shade and privacy with the fence. And then they have a brand new remodeled bathroom unit here. I'm not going to go in there with my video camera, but just know that it's brand new, recently remodeled. Along with upgrading the electrical at every pedestal, they also upgraded the septic to sewer, the city sewer. So the whole place is running on city sewer and city water. The water pressure is pretty good. We haven't had any problems with the sewer. Of course, it's all brand new, so it shouldn't be. What's that? This is the way in that we had to come in when we arrived. This is just temporary until they get the front entrance better for RVs. Right here is more little camp spaces. I think that looks like just 20 amp service right there. But if you got a little one of those, it's probably just enough power that you need. But one thing I noticed is that they're always running around in those little golf carts taking care of the campsite, checking on things, making sure people aren't overstaying their reservations. Doing a good job. So, seems like the wind died down a little bit. So I might go fly my drone, get a little bit of overhead footage of what the campsite looks like. This is a view of the campground from the west. The wind died down and I was able to fly my drone over the campground. On the left side of the campground, you'll see that there's trees that are fully developed there over those camping sites. But in the center of the campground, there's not a lot of trees. That's probably due to the renovation. In the center, you'll also see the small little building. That is the common bathroom shower facility for that side of the campground. On the bottom, you'll see the concrete pads that I talked about, where they're eventually going to build some more permanent buildings for people to be able to rent. And they said that those were going to be somewhere in the mid 200s a night for rent in Moab. I'm sure it'll be pretty nice. The asphalt road only makes that one loop around the campground. The rest of the campground is pretty much gravel. Now you'll see a view that's from the south, and these little canopied areas are for tents. They provide shade to your tent. My wife thought they were really cute, but she'll never get in a tent again. You'll see as I pan to the right, there's more campground or camp spaces, but they're not really covered by trees. So I'm sure that they're going to plant some more trees, and those will develop in as the years go by. Still from the south, you'll see the main highway that runs through Moab. When we were there, it was under construction. There was a lot of road construction, a lot of barrels, lot of workers out there and the traffic moved pretty slow. But the day we were leaving, they were picking up barrels and cones. So I think that traffic is going to get a lot better. As I pan up and pan to the left, the good thing about this campground is that it's almost right next door to the Arches campground entrance. Right there in the center of the screen, in that valley, right around the corner, is where the entrance to Arches National Park is. So it's really close to the national parks. Canyonlands is a little bit further away just by the nature of where Canyonlands is. This is flying over my camp spot. You'll see my blue truck here in a little bit as soon as I turn around. But my wife brought up the fact that the one complaint that people had when they stayed here was that the campsites were close together, and that meant that when you were exiting or leaving your campsite, most of the time you were tripping over your neighbor's sewer hose. They were a little tight, as you can see. That's my blue truck there in the center, and you'll see the stairs to my RV, and there's just not a lot of room between us and the RV next to us. They have their power pedestal and their water pedestal and their sewer connections and stuff. So it does make for a pretty tight camping experience. But, you know, like I said, I think in the previous walk around the park, you're really only coming back to your campground to make some food and get ready for the next outing, because hopefully you're getting out to go see the national parks, because Arches National Park and Canyonlands and Dead Horse State Park from Utah, I mean, they really are spectacular to get out there and see. So I'm also still learning to fly my drone, so that was me almost running into another tree again. But you'll see right there at the corner of the motorhome right there next to me, you see their sewer line, and there it was close to tripping hazard over it a couple times, but I think it was a really good RV park. I'd go back there and stay again if I had the opportunity. My next big trip is going to be on the other side of the national parks in Utah, but overall, it was a really spectacular RV park, and I recommend it if you're going to Moab. But Slickrock RV Campground in Moab, Utah. Like I said, this is April 2021. The only rough day we had was yesterday. It rained all day, but it's blue skies today. We're hoping that the sunset's gonna be beautiful, because this is our last night here and then we pull out tomorrow. So anyway, again, this is Rob, Slickrock RV Campground in Moab, Utah. Peace out.